Today I want to talk to you guys about something that's pretty important, something that plagues this hobby as well as any other hobby really. Hardly ever talked about, but something you should keep in mind, and that's burnout. Burnout, burnt out, burn it outness, however you guys want to say it. Pretty much the disease that makes you want to quit, makes you just want to give up, drains you. And it could be for many reasons. I've experienced it, in my decade of aquarium keeping, probably a good 2 hard times. I say hard times because it was a full taking a break. Maybe kept one aquarium running, but as much hands off as I needed to be. So there's a few different ways about it. Pretty much a hard burnout could lead you just to sell off everything, quit the hobby, stop watching videos, stop looking at social media, obviously stop purchasing fish, no tanks, just getting out completely. And then there's a soft burnout, which is, downsizing a lot, maybe just keeping a tank, or just getting that feel of being overwhelmed. And this is kind of explains my hiatus. Took about a 2-month break. It was summer, so fish off season, but summertime, just spent more time with my family. Hence, this is why this is my backdrop today, is because this was my summer hobby, was getting into houseplants. I still, fed my tanks, did my water changes. I haven't done a full maintenance yet, and it's really, really necessary at this point. But it's kind of why I took it out of the fish room, is because I've got a lot of algae on the glass. Just it doesn't look nice. I can show you guys, just to keep it real and everything. But I just wanted to kind of just talk about it, introduce you guys if you guys aren't aware of it. Help you guys possibly if you guys are going through it. The first time, I went through a hard burnout phase was, I think I talked about it on a previous video, when one of my favorite fish, one of my first flower horns, it just passed away. And after that, it hurt me as more than I thought it would. And I probably had 6 tanks running at the time. I sold off pretty much everything I could, sold off all my livestock, any tanks I can get rid of. I might have had one running. I mean, there might have been one running for my kids upstairs, but everything else, it was just on a downhill, or is it uphill? It wasn't going good. So after that happened, it was pretty much, I could feel myself neglecting the tanks, not doing my water changes, not feeding every day, or at least every other day. And that's when I knew, for the sake of the fish, let's just get rid of them somewhere where somebody can take care of them better than I could at that time. So that was the first time. The second time was when I started getting a lot of tanks. So probably 15 or so, which was a lot for me at the time, which is probably, standard to be considered a lot for most people. And then it was just getting overwhelming, all this maintenance. I had zero time. My kids were, really little at the time. So that everything was just overwhelming me. And it was just too much pressure to be able to keep up with the tanks, demands of my family, full-time job, et cetera, et cetera. So I just had to downsize. I pretty much, I think, chopped everything in half. I still kept most of the tanks. I didn't sell them off because I had a feeling I was going to get back into the hobby. But livestock pretty much went. I consolidated as much as I could based on compatibility, and then I just kept a few tanks running. That was easy enough for me to maintain. The reason I'm telling you guys all this is there are multiple reasons that you guys could be feeling burnout. And it's nothing to be ashamed of because everybody goes through it. I guess I wasn't really feeling it when summer hit, but I guess as a preventative maintenance, I kind of decided to step back and take a little break. And it's been I think 2 months since my last video, but I've still been doing my things inside the fish room. Like my projects haven't been done, haven't even got started, but I took over and made my plant room. I still have a lot of things I want to do, but it was my excuse that it was a fish off season, because there weren't any like local swaps, any swaps that I go to. The scene seemed to have gotten quieter, where there wasn't a lot of people buying or selling any fish, and I wasn't really looking at the time, and all my money kind of went to behind me. And that brings us back to today. So it's not technically fall, but we're in the beginning of September. I don't even know when the official first day of fall is, but September hits, that's fall for me. All right, so we're gonna start getting ramped up again. I've already got a couple fish on the way that I ordered, so I'm really excited about those. I've got to get some tanks cleaned up and set up. So a big tip I have for you guys to prevent being burnt out from this hobby is take your time with it. Realize the things that you have time for, and then kind of what you are able to juggle, as a person, as whatever your situation may be, and just go there. How I started when I got back into it full swing is I took on several tanks, because I knew I could for sure handle that, and then kind of took some time to see how things were going with life, with maintenance of the tanks, with my job, my family, and then added a few more, and then it just kind of rolled into something how it is now, which I'm comfortable with. So I think that definitely should be the first step, starting small, gradually adding on. Multiple tank syndrome, kind of don't let that hit. If it happens, try to do it slowly. Second thing is find something else that you guys can do that isn't just fish related, aquarium related, whenever you have time, just so you're not bogged down so much with only focusing on one thing. I think that will help kind of I don't know what's the word, I don't want to say exercise your mind, but maybe exercise your time, so it's not just focus on doing one thing. That definitely helps. And take breaks like I did. I just took 2 months. Obviously I was still keeping up. Obviously I was still keeping up with my tanks that I had while doing other hobbies, but just kind of taking a break from the bigger things like huge maintenance, buying more fish, setting up new tanks, pushing more social content out. So I took a break from that, and I don't know if I could say I feel refreshed, but I feel good. I feel great. Probably just because I wasn't really feeling that pressure of being burnt out. So yeah, have you guys ever felt this way? Have you guys ever been burnt out? Have anybody ever quit and then come back to the hobby? Let me know, because I'd like to get your thoughts, any other tips that you guys might have to help other people, on your suggestions on preventing it. And yeah, I think having another hobby, especially if it ties into the aquarium hobby, works out great. Like, I don't know if you guys can see it in the shot, but I've got my 6-gallon bookshelf tank that I'm incorporating into this wall that I'm really excited about building out and scaping. Pretty sure it's going to be a shrimp tank, because I don't want to have a heater on it. As you can see, my cable management is already kind of messy. I want to tighten it up a little bit, but things that kind of work together, like houseplants and aquariums. Find something that works for you and something that you like, and always find your passion, guys. All right, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next one. So while we're talking about the fish room, let's see how bad it is. But yeah, all right, warning, it's not pretty at all. It's probably the messiest it's been, but you guys can stop the video here if you guys want to protect your eyes. So this is the chaos of the fish room right now. I mean, I guess it doesn't look horrible, but I just got a bunch of stuff everywhere. Still got buckets with water, doing water changes. Also, I keep water because I water my plants with those. Still figuring out, I wanted to put that shelf over there to put my external canister filters to hook up to that tank up top, but everything else, I mean, it's still doing good. Like this tank up here, I don't know what happened. I cleaned the glass with the razor blade scraper, and then a couple days later, it just got like, it's almost like the calcium buildup for hard water, but I don't know why it happened so quick. So I don't know if it's like a mixture of algae plus that, but yeah, that's that. That tank right there, which had my super reds, you guys know I moved them to my 40 breeder. They're doing fine. I've already got 2 batches of fry in there. And this tank right here, which had all my blue eye lemons, infested with snails. And now this one's getting started. We do have a GCCA swap coming up in a couple weeks, week and a half, maybe a little more than 1 week. I will definitely get some assassin snails to help with the snail control, because all my pleco tanks that I feed a little bit heavier because I want to I want the fry to grow, that if there has been a snail in there, they multiply so fast. Like I've had to fish them out. Like if you look in here, like all those are snails. I mean, I've been trying my best, and we can see a bunch of algae on the glass, a bunch of right there, like even he's got some in the back. So I mean, it hasn't been properly maintained, but it's not bad. It's not horrible. I've seen worse. That tank up there, that's pretty bad. But I'm gonna probably this weekend do a big deep clean, clean out my filters, you know, do all my glass cleaning, and I don't know, try to, I don't know. I rarely do gravel vacs, but I might try to get close. Like I don't do it where the suction hose actually lifts up the gravel or sand or anything. But yeah, I think that's gonna have to be done. So that's what that looks like. Bettas are still doing good. I don't know, I guess this turned out to be more of an update video, which I didn't want, but shoot, I don't know. I might just change this video altogether.